Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're looking at something truly extraordinary. So, prepare yourself as we step right into the wild. We're going to unpack a wildlife moment so concentrated, so incredibly chaotic, and honestly, so layered with unspoken tension that it borders on the surreal. We're breaking down a fascinating digital artifact from the channel Tarazai, and trust me, the sheer volume of implied drama packed into this single event is absolutely going to change how you look at internet wildlife captures. Okay, let's dive into this because what we're analyzing today is basically a masterclass in extreme minimalism. You know, when we usually consider the expert view behind wildlife rescues, we expect, well, detailed field notes, step-by-step narration, or at the very least, a frantic play-by-play of the action as professionals try to manage the chaos. But here, the entire spoken narrative of this intensely chaotic, multi-animal rescue event consists of exactly one word. That's it. A single number one represents the entirety of the dialogue we actually have to work with. One single utterance to capture an entire saga of life, death, and survival. Section 1. Title: and Digital Context Analyzing Tarazai's Metadata. And this brilliantly illustrates our starting point. Because we have almost zero spoken dialogue to guide us, we really have to look at the macro context, examining exactly how this moment was framed using only text. From an expert view, assessing the environment is absolutely everything. And here, the metadata is our environment. Tarazai didn't just throw random words out there. They categorized the chaos. We've got 3 distinct categories for the animal types involved: elephant, leopard, and deer. We have one defining the media format, short video, which tells us right away this is a rapid, fleeting, blink-and-you-miss-it encounter. And finally, 3 themes: animal rescue, wildlife, and nature. By mapping these out, we can see exactly how the creator intended for us to process this event. It's meant to be seen as a brief but highly complex intersection of multiple species, converging in a really high-stakes rescue context. Section 2. The Wild Cast. Protagonists and observers. So let's look closer at the specific animals explicitly named. In professional wildlife management, every single additional animal on a scene exponentially increases the volatility and the danger of a rescue operation. Here we have an angry elephant, we have a leopard, and we have a deer. Attempting a rescue with just one of these animals in a distressed state is dangerous enough, but putting them all together in one location, the tension is literally unbelievable. We've got an apex predator in the leopard, a massive, highly emotive and destructive force of nature in an angry elephant, and a fragile prey animal in the deer. It's a literal powder keg of instinct and survival, all crammed into a single string of text. Section 3. The Implied Conflict. Tension in the text. Now, what's really interesting about this is how, without seeing a single frame of physical action, our brains are forced to stitch these wildly different, highly volatile elements into a coherent story. We have angry elephant, which implies an aggressive, immense presence, an unpredictable danger that even seasoned experts would absolutely hesitate to approach without heavy backup. And that's contrasted directly against deer rescue, which implies profound vulnerability, human or animal intervention, and an act of salvation. How do these two diametrically opposed concepts even coexist in the exact same moment? Is the elephant angry because the rescue is happening? Or is the rescue necessary because the elephant is angry? It forces us to hold these two massive opposing forces in our minds simultaneously, building just incredible suspense. Which brings us to the ultimate wild card. Where does the leopard fit in? The metadata explicitly includes it, placing it right there at the scene, but the title leaves its role entirely undefined. We really have to question its implied purpose in this dynamic. I mean, is the leopard the initial threat that triggered the deer's need for a rescue in the first place? Is it just a terrified bystander? A predator suddenly caught in the overwhelming path of an angry elephant? Or is the leopard the very reason a massive multi-species intervention was initiated? In expert wildlife encounters, it's often the unseen or unexplained predator in the brush that dictates the entire flow and outcome of the event. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 4, the singular reaction, the human element. We've set the stage with an angry elephant, a vulnerable deer, a mysterious leopard, and an incredibly tense rescue operation. Now, prepare yourselves for the actual, complete audio transcript recorded by the observer during this intense event. Wow. I want you to just think about that for a second. That simple one-syllable word is the complete, exhaustive record of human commentary for this multi-animal collision.
It's really the ultimate overwhelmed human response. When confronted with nature's raw, unbridled unpredictability, an angry, towering pachyderm, a spotted stealth predator, and a frantic rescue happening all at once, the human brain simply short-circuits. All analytical thought, all expert assessment, and all descriptive vocabulary completely evaporates. It just leaves behind a single, breathy syllable of pure, unadulterated awe.
So the crucial point is this. Does nature's ultimate chaos leave us with nothing else to say but, wow? We can analyze the hashtag taxonomy all day. We can dissect the implied conflict between aggression and salvation. And we can absolutely map out the cast of wild characters like experts planning a highly complex intervention. But ultimately, this explainer highlights how such a multi-layered, genuinely terrifying rescue event is just reduced to a single stunned utterance. When the wild truly reveals its raw power and complexity, sometimes words just aren't enough. It's a fantastic reminder of our place in the natural order. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating artifact, and I'll leave you with that thought to ponder until our next deep dive.